everybody, it's Allegra again. We're gonna finish our tour of the Nature Center today. I absolutely loved the response I got from my tour of the exotics room. It was so great to hear that you guys enjoyed seeing all of my little critters. So let's finish the building now. That's everybody we've already saw. And this side is our natives room. So natives meaning every animal in here is an animal you can possibly come across if you're outside taking a walk here in New England. So this side has a lot of turtles and a lot of things in running water. So I apologize in advance if it's a little louder than usual. I am going to try to speak up a little bit so you can hear me over all of these waterfall noises, but here is our crew in this room. Let's go see how they're doing up close. So, our first guest is hiding. This is Toda. So, let's see if I can get in there and see her a little more clearly. There she is. This is Toda. She's an American toad, and she is a little chilly right now. It's been a cold morning here. So this is what frogs and toads, amongst other amphibians and animals, do in winter when it's cold. They naturally will hunker down in their dirt, which is why I give them a lot of dirt, so there is ample room for them to snuggle up. I'm not gonna pull her out because she's down there for a reason and I don't wanna disturb her, but she is an American toad. You can find them often on your front porch late at night in the summer when you have your lights on. They are attracted to the lights and the warmth because there are lots of bugs there that they can eat. Toda was given her name by Miss Jen's son Jace, who was the one who spotted her outside, and we brought her in for the winter to come live with us. All right, Toda, go back to sleep. Next to Toda is Van Gogh, our adult painted turtle, who is doing her little dinner dance right now. She knows me well enough to know that when I show up, she knows she's gonna get fed. As I move some chairs out of the way. So she's just sitting here begging like a dog for dinner. But Van Gogh is a painted turtle, and there is something special about her. She's gonna turn around and show us. Do it again, girly girl. Van Gogh's actually missing a leg. We found her outside years ago when this was a fresh amputation. Show it off for us. There we go. You can see she does not have a leg on the left side in the back. Good showing off. Yeah, so she was found that way, and the amputation healed, thank God. We are not exactly sure what happened. It might have been a fish or a bigger turtle, like a snapping turtle, that took her leg off since it was a pretty clean slice, but she gets around just fine with 3 legs. No, she does not swim in circles, and we give her plenty of room to do her swimming, as you can tell. She is on the older side. She's probably in her mid-20s, which is getting up there for a painted turtle. So we want to make sure she has plenty of room to swim and to do her water workouts comfortably as she ages and may have a little more trouble getting around. And she's got this nice rock over here where she can sit and bask in the sunlight if she would like to, and she does use that often. You want to eat something? All right, I'll go get your food. We'll move on. To her is Sprinkles. Hi, Sprinkles. Everybody misses you. Sprinkles looks a little sleepy, a little grumpy today. He has been under his log here most of the winter, keeping very quiet, tucked in his shell, and doing what is very common for eastern box turtles to do in winter months here in New England, which is just go to sleep, wait it out for spring. So because we are in late March right now and we've had a couple of very warm days, he has been waking up and eating a little bit here and there, trying to shake off the grogginess. So it's nice that I get to see him out, and he's still tucked under his little plant here, but at least he's trying to get some sunlight, right, kiddo? Eastern box turtles are, as we have written here, a species of special concern, which is a division of an endangered species. That means that these guys are protected by the law and you cannot take them home and have them as pets. So if you find any of Sprinkle's little wild friends outside in the woods, please leave them to their own devices. You could get in big trouble if you take them home and put them in a cage. We are allowed to have Sprinkles because he and his fellow box turtle Elma, whom we'll meet over there, were rescues and do not know how to survive in the wild on their own. We have special permission from the people involved to make sure that they can stay with us legally, and we have all been taught how to take care of them properly to make sure that they are just as healthy here as they would be out in the woods by themselves. Okay, kiddo. You gonna fall asleep again? Franklin's next. Talk about banging down the door for food. Franklin is the king of begging for food, like a dog. He knows that I'm gonna feed him. Franklin is a spotted turtle. Excuse the fog on his glass. We are working on clearing that off, but it is a bit of a big maintenance project if you know anything about working on maintaining aquatics. And due to COVID, everything has come to a grinding halt. But he doesn't seem to mind. He's just waiting to eat. And yes, Franklin is a spotted turtle. He is an endangered species, just like these guys. Not something you can have as a pet. And we actually rescued him from a situation where somebody was sadly misinformed and thought they could have him as a pet. We just did her a favor and took him in. Hi, baby. To live the rest of his days here with us. He is an absolute joy. We love having him so much. And he just acts like a little puppy, which brightens my day every day, I'm sure. So all these turtles have been waiting ever so patiently for me to feed them. Sometimes I like to hold their hands, right? Okay, I'll get your food, I promise. Say bye, Franklin. Bye, Tank. So I'm on the floor now. Tank has this beautiful enclosure with a special viewing window down here so you can see her. And look how long her neck is. Turtles actually breathe air. They don't have gills. So it's important to make sure that if you're keeping a turtle, there is some way they can always be able to come up for air. Snappers like to lie on the bottom, they love to bury in the mud, and they love to sit quiet and wait for food to swim by where they can reach out and grab it. And they have these very long necks so they can stay resting comfortably on the bottom in shallow pools of water and still be able to stick their little heads out and breathe. So, knowing this, you might ask yourself, Miss Allegra, what do turtles do when the pond is frozen solid over the winter and we can go ice skating outside, but they can't come up and get air? That's an absolute great question. Well, the turtles don't really go anywhere, but they can't come up for air. So what they do is they pull oxygen from aquatic plants in the water around them or from their bloodstream, which I think is one of the coolest things that has ever been concocted by nature. These guys are able to survive as air breathers even when ice is frozen solid and they can't come up. But Tank lives in a beautiful heated pond and you will never have to worry about being trapped underneath ice a day in your life, my babe. Okay, Spearmint is next. This one might get a little noisy. We're over by the noisy waterfalls. Spearmint is our American bullfrog. She may actually jump towards the camera. I will give you a quick warning because every time I open this, she knows I'm coming in to feed her. Come here, big girl. There she is. Isn't she pretty? Hi, big girl. She doesn't do much. We're very happy to have her. She was found by summer camp counselors a year ago, I believe. Can I see you through here? No, I don't think so. But her favorite thing to eat is dubia roaches. And she gets one a few days a week, and that's all she asks of me. She's a very happy-go-lucky girl and very well behaved. She's a bit jumpy, so I don't play with her a ton. I pretty much leave her to her own devices because she was wild caught. But I'm happy to have her, and I wish you could see her underneath here. But that's her favorite thing to do, and that's what frogs do sometimes. They hide and then wait for food to come to them. So we'll leave her be. All right, next are my gray tree frogs. Hello guys. Excuse the winter weight on this one. These guys have a few different names. Sometimes here at Woodcock we can't decide what we want to name them, so some of us call them one thing, some of us call them another. You may know these guys as Cookies and Cream, but I know them as Capone and Gotti because our last two frogs were Bonnie and Clyde, and we wanted to continue on with the theme of outlaws for our amphibians. So I will show you a special trick. I can't promise he'll do it, but Gotti, who's the little one, sometimes likes to chirp and ribbit when I mist their tank down with water. It is prime weather for a gray tree frog. They love the humidity, they love the moisture because they are amphibians, and he gets chatty, he gets really happy. So my next clip, I will mist him down and see if I can get a little footage of him doing it for you. If not, I may have some hidden in my phone I can put in just so you can see what it's like. But these guys are just chilling out. This is what gray tree frogs do the majority of their time. And if you look closely at the patterning on their back, it's very similar to tree bark, which is why, one of the reasons why they're called tree frogs. They like height, they live in trees, and it is extremely easy for them to camouflage with this kind of coloring. So you probably don't see them right in front of your own nose when you're out walking in the woods. So next time you come across a tree and you hear a frog calling, take a closer look because there might be one hiding right in front of you. Wait and see if he sounds off. But while we're waiting, we'll chat with Elma. Hi, Elma! Everybody knows Elma, right? She is our other eastern box turtle, much like Sprinkles. And Franklin over there is still begging for lunch. Hi, big girl. Elma's probably in her 30s, and these turtles can very well live to 100 years old. I'm almost 25. And Elma was probably born before me, and there's a chance that she could live just as long as me too. Isn't that incredible? It's another reason why when you get a turtle or a tortoise, any type of animal really, you have to do your research and you have to figure out how long exactly is this animal going to live, because not all turtles can live just 10 to 15 years, or something that we find is human convenience. If you wind up with a turtle similar to Elma that may live 100 years or so, you have to plan for them and figure out, what am I going to do with this animal in case of emergency? Do we have a contingency plan for my tortoise? Elma is just enjoying her sun spot right there and her dirty lunch dish, which I will clean out and give her some more salad. Okay, say bye, pretty girl. Hi, babies. These are our baby painted turtles. Here's one. There's the other. This is their thermometer, so I can tell how hot or cold it is in their tank. And right now, the temperature is perfect for them. These guys are named Elma and Squirt. You guys know them too. Let's see who's who. I will confess, I sometimes have trouble figuring out who is who. I believe this one is M&M. Hello. And this one is Squirt. Aren't they cute? They have this adorable little house, and they have a cave over here, which has this opening, and they do like to squeeze in there. I like to give all my animals a spot to hide if possible. There are ways you can get creative about it, but it's always good that everybody has some shelter if they're scared and feel like they need to hide for a second. Hello boys, how we doing? Aren't they pretty? I love the yellow color underneath there on the underside of their shells. One of the most remarkable things to me about nature is the fact that these colors just exist in worlds other than a box of markers. They are on the move today. I think they're hungry. All right, say goodbye. Hey, last but not least, some salamanders. These are our spotted salamanders, and they hide most of their time. These two are darn cute, aren't they? They are all snuggled up together. We actually found the bigger one on the bottom. I believe, what are we calling these guys? Spot and Dot. These are another one of our guys that have multiple names depending on who you talk to. Spot on the bottom is the one we found first, and then a few years later we found Little Dot on top, and we put them together after a while to make sure, we watched them to make sure that they would get along, and they did. They are so close. They've been best friends since day one, and they are enjoying themselves, as you can see. It's very important when you handle amphibians that your hands are wet and you have not just used anything like a Purell or something with a very harsh irritant in it, because these guys breathe through their skin, and it would be very harmful for them to come in contact with anything like that. Even the oils on our hands can sometimes irritate them. So after any time you handle an amphibian, if you were to pick up one of these guys outside or pick up a frog, make sure you put it down in a puddle or some other place where it can rinse off after it's come in contact with your oils on your hands or anything else that you might have touched during the day, just to keep everybody safe. So with that, I am going to sprinkle them with some water and rinse them off, since I gave them each a pat, and then we will sign off. Okay guys, that's the crew here in the Nature Center. That is everybody I have on my roster at the moment. Although keep your eyes peeled, because you never know when a new friend may pop in and decide to join us here. As always, feel free to leave any questions, comments, concerns below, and one of us will reach out and address it for you. We so wish you guys could all be here right now and hanging out with us, coming out on the trails with us, playing with the animals, and having all sorts of fun. I miss seeing everybody so much. It's killing me inside, but I'm very happy that I can still come in and see all my animals and make sure that they're all okay. So some may say it's a downside that I can't work from home during a pandemic like this, and although it is a bit stressful, there's nowhere else I would want to be right now than making sure that everybody here is okay. So rest assured, even though we are closed, everybody here is absolutely being taken care of. Don't worry about that at all. Everyone continue to stay safe, and I may take you behind the scenes of our birds of prey next, and you can get a special up-close look at our owls and our hawk. So hang in there and stay tuned for that. Okay, bye.